just going to say on mistakes, while we're still on that topic, is I think it's important to recognize that mistakes are just par for the course, as Prabhai would say. Like the having mistakes should be expected, and even Warren Buffett has a very long list of mistakes, and you can still have a very good investment track record even with all of those things mixed in. I think if you try to go out and invest without, ever having a mistake, you're probably not going to do particularly well, I would say. And one of the things that I would also say is perhaps this isn't the case with some of the examples you guys gave. I'm not sure. Perhaps Karan, it might be. Maybe you can let me know. But one of the things that I often think about with my investment in Fiat Chrysler and the way that turned out is, if I were presented that same situation with the same odds again, would I make that investment again? And I think for a lot of, I think I would probably make that same bet again. I think it's just the way that turned out. I think the most probable situation was that they grew to earn, something that put the current price at 2 times earnings, and it works out well. But I think we had this black swan event that, this low probability event that kind of just came in and destroyed that investment. So although we can learn from mistakes, I think I'm pulling out all the Prabhai quotes here, but it's important not to learn too much from some of these things. Like, you do have to just move on, and sometimes things can come out of left field.
Yeah,
that's very true.
And any of us who got really good grades in school, it's a totally different game than that, right? You can't get straight A's in investing.
Yeah,
it's a probabilities based game, and Prabhai says even the best investors are going to be wrong 30% of the time. So it's a different game than the one that many of us are used to, which is part of what makes it so challenging.
I think it's about position sizing also. That's a huge factor. So if you equal weight positions and you get like 1/3 of them wrong, you're going to get hit pretty badly. But then, the good investments tend to concentrate the portfolio, I think. So
yeah,
that works out.
Yeah, and that's the way I've viewed Seritage, actually. I sort of see Seritage as, asymmetric outcomes where, I think the likelihood of that working out well is better than the likelihood of it working out poorly. And I think, not investment advice again, but I think the potential upside is far, far greater than the potential downside. But I think there is still a reasonable risk of that, potentially dying a slow death and going to zero over time. So I think that's the type of position that, for me at least, maybe you guys have different opinions, perhaps deserves to be a smaller proportion of the portfolio, because I think the risk of it turning into a donut is a little bit higher than, something like an Apple or some high quality business.